welcome to Crowns and Castle. I'm your host Nima, and today we will talk about the Battle of Hastings. On Saturday, the 40th of October 1066, a single battle between a few thousand men permanently changed the course of history in England and beyond. It was said to have taken place at the Great Apple Tree. Nowadays, the site is known simply as Zailan. A brief explanation about this war before we dig deep into it. It's late September of the year 1066. William of Normandy lands in Sussex with an army of 7,000 strong men to join the fight for the English throne. King Harold Godwinson rushes back south to London to mount the resistance against yet another invader. Two armies met in the decisive encounter on the hill near Hastings, a turning point to the history. Here with us are a few special guests that just rose up from their death, just to make sure we all shall get the pieces of story fall to its places. I bring you William the Conqueror, Pope Alexander II, and Harold Godwinson. I would like to ask our famous conqueror William, what is it like to battle for the throne and finally won the most famous battle in history?
It feels great. Put an arrow in this man's eye. Oh, victory is in my blood.
Oh, the only blood is running in your vein is a bastard one.
Stop fighting my children!
William, since the Earl has pointed out your blood status, would you care to share with us your family tree? Maybe it can clear up some despicable theories and assumptions.
Thank you, Miss. Here we go again. What's a family blood drama? I guess my father, the Duke Robert of Normandy, likes to meet with Lieutenant's daughter, which happens to be my mom. So my mom was pregnant, my dad was too lazy to officiate the wedding, blah blah blah. Long story short, here I am, born to this world, and yes, out of wedlock.
That's an absolute bastard. You know one fun fact? His people once called him William the Bastard.
Wow. Shut up, old man! Stop it before I put an arrow in your eye!
I shall never leave you!
Calm down, please, my lord, please. Calm down, calm down. Are you guys okay now?
I guess.
Okay. So, William, how do you rose up to range the northern France?
Well, it all started at northwestern Asia Minor. It was the hot summer of 1035, if I remember. My father, as you have known, Duke Robert of Normandy, was on a return from his Jerusalem pilgrimage when he was caught with a lethal disease and shortly died after the age of 35. After my father died, when I was about 7 or 8, I became the new Duke. I'm not Duke yet, I'm still a Duke. So mainly my days was like narrowly avoiding assassination, which it turns me into this one tough guy today that I am remembered to these days. Yeah.
Boring!
As I was saying, here's the thing, miss. Becoming a king in the Middle Ages is horrendous, you know. Often your country wouldn't support you at first. You can be vulnerable to rebellions, and it's up to you to take control. So later I reached adulthood and started my independent rule. My early years as the Duke of Normandy passes under constant struggle for power, which I honed my political and battle commanding skill. Yeah.
Yes, we all knew how you suffer from the venomous tongue of your saying about your title. Your endurance and to keep moving forward is the result to your victorious reign. Give an applause to William.
Yeah! Clap your hand, Harold! Come on!
According to history, King Edward favors you more than the others. Care to comment on that regarding your relationship with him?
Yes, he's a very dear person of mine. In 1951, as I can recall, I received a message from my distant relative, the childless English King Edward, who would then name me his successor and next the King of England.
Ah, that is just King Edward's dirty politics.
My lord, the Earl of Essex, you mentioned before about the politics and that William is unfit to be king. What is your story? The truth of your history?
Well, King Edward did had an internal conflict with the House of Godwin, which is my family. And the consequence of my father not agreeing to his will has made King Edward to banish my House of Godwin from England. But some months later, we returned back to England with goals and armies for the king, and apparently the House of Godwin had to obey and accept the king's choice of successor. After the death of my father, few years later, my brother and I rose to power and gained control over the major kingdom of England. I was crowned as the Earl of Wessex and trusted advisor of King Edward.
Okay, let me take charge to recap what happened after here. Then, in December of 1065, King Edward fell into coma and died at the beginning of 1066, which immediately triggered the fight for the now empty throne. Some claim that the old king regained consciousness shortly before his death and entrusted the kingdom to Harold, who decided to snub Edward's earlier with a crown himself on the funeral day.
Yes, in that very moment, I too have decided to stop his devilish moves and counter moves. I may be child out of wedlock, but I would never tie around the holy relics,
Indeed, my eyes witnessed the truth as Harold did visit King William around a decade ago, pledged an oath to him over holy relics that he, William, will be the future king. Now, let me have my spotlight and everyone can remain silent for a few minutes. So first thing first, killing a king was generally frowned upon in the old-time Europe because they were considered to have been chosen by God himself. So, he came to see me and said, Godwin's son made an oath over me on the holy relics, and when he usurped the throne, can I kill him? And I say, he has broken an oath. He has dishonored the holy relics. You, my king, shall have a stroke of luck by your side.
Care to share what kind of luck that you may encounter on that day, my lord?
Oh yes, plentiful. Where should I start first? Oh yes, the weather. Winter is coming. So I asked my shipwright to align at the shore of France, and we waited quite a few weeks for the wind to finally change. We thought that the luck was not on our side. We thought we were going to lose and everything, but like the Pope said, the luck is on our side. Finally, it was the wind telling us that on the 27th of September, we will depart from the Norman shore and landed in Pevensey Bay, Sussex. And this hideous man was fighting against Harold Hardrada, the Viking king. Wow, I think that was my biggest luck of all. His troop was weakened by the attack from the Vikings.
No, I'm not weakened by it. My army is strong as ever. I waited for him at the shore to fight him. But then the Vikings attacked my land and I assigned a troop to attack him at the Stamford Bridge. I won the bloody victory. That is why I rushed back to the capital and spent another week to prepare for the upcoming encounter.
Yes, I shot an arrow in this man's eye.
You just got lucky.
See? This is why you shouldn't play with holy relics, and you need a pope by your side.
Indeed, what a historical event to be a part of.
Merci beaucoup, mon pope.
So now we all have come to the end. Thank you, my lords and pope, for being here today. Your part of story is very meaningful for us to learn the history of English. So now your soul may rest in peace. Thank you, my dear viewers, and have a nice day. Bye!